there! You know what time it is? It's time to collect the gemmae from the Pygmy Drosera. Pygmy Drosera come from Australia, and more or less anything that comes from Australia has to be a bit special. So their speciality is, actually it's two. First of all, they're not self-compatible, self-fertile, which means if you don't have two plants that are genetically different, you won't get seeds. Of course, even if you do, they like to hybridize also and everything, but even if you have two compatible plants, you still need to manually pollinate them. Yeah, so if you just want more plants and don't really care about genetics, they do something really interesting. They just clone themselves. So this is here. These things on top, these are gemmae. So each little bud, actually they are leaf buds, yep. Each little bud functions like a seed. When it falls to the ground, or you put it somewhere or whatever, in about like 2-3 weeks it will germinate and it will regrow into a full plant. If you look here, I did this with the first round of them, you see, and you can see that they're starting to grow. You see this guy here, he already has the first leaves, and the others are, let's focus, the others are also growing. So we need to collect the rest of them, and actually now I have time to film this. So before we start, this is Drosera scorpioides. This is, I guess, the biggest one, easiest to handle. That's why we'll start with this one. Then we have two more examples. So this is Drosera patens. It's smaller. Let me put my finger in here. Okay, so it's about, the whole plant is about the size of your fingernail. And its gemmae, if this will focus, its gemmae are leaf-shaped, which is a whole lot of fun because they stick to everything. And then I just picked out one like of the tiniest ones that I have. This is one hybrid with Drosera mani, and what else actually? Mani and Umisa. Okay, you can see it still has a flower here and some dry flower heads. So this thing is like tiny. And apart from this, it has, let me see if I can get in somehow closer. Yes, it has really tiny gemmae. Okay, let me put this camera somewhere on a stand, and let's get in there and let's see what we can do. So what I did here is, you see, you need to have them at an angle. That's why they're standing on this styrofoam. This needs to be something non-slip, like it needs to be sturdy so you're sure that your pot won't go anywhere. Then I glued just a paper bag to catch any gemmae that would fall away. And yeah, this is it. Now we're ready to pick. Let me get in a bit closer. Like this maybe. Okay. This is also tiny. Okay, let's see. You need a spoon and some forceps, or actually you can try using, this is also good, like an old toothbrush and a brush that has like really hard bristles. This also works well. Yeah, sorry for the noise. This is the heating for the greenhouse, the converter. Anyways, so you hold your plant and then just sort of pick them out. You need to be firm but gentle enough that you don't harm the plant. The gemmae, they don't ripen or mature all at the same time. If you're lucky, still you can get them all at once. If you're not lucky or just impatient or something, or maybe for some species it's better to come in like 2 or 3 times and just get out the ones that are ready to go out. This is outside of the picture. It's really difficult to do something and look at it at the same time. Alright, let's try this guy so you see. Okay. I'll finish this off camera. I just wanted you to see how this looks, and we'll do the same for the other two. So you see the size of these. These are very big, actually. You'll see the others are smaller. Anyway, what you do now with this, if you want to plant them directly, go and pick each one individually and place it exactly where you want to be. You have to know that Pygmy Drosera cannot be transplanted. Okay, so Scorpioides, maybe yes, but it's an exception. And even so, at least what I've seen, it doesn't really take very well. So, take each gemmae separately, place it exactly in the pot where you want it. Where you put it is where it grows. If you put it in a weird place or just sow them as seeds, that's not a good thing. If you want to store them, you can store them for like a few months actually. But what you need to do is toilet paper. You take a piece of toilet paper, just one piece. You put them all like this in the center. Wrap them up. Make sure they won't fall out. And then use a zip bag. We love zip bags. It can be smaller. I just have this size right now. So put it in your zip bag, and only when it's here, take a spray bottle. Where did I put my spray bottle? Just a second. Take your spray bottle and just put it, give it a little bit of moisture, a bit more, like this, just so that this paper gets wet. Okay, it will go through it. Okay, so like this, and then obviously you will need to write what you've got. So in this case, it's the Scorpioides, and write the day when you picked it, just so you know how long you've kept it. So today is, I think, January 6th, 24. Happy New Year. And when it's like this, collect them all that you have, put them in your fridge. Don't keep them at room temperature because they will just sprout. They will sprout, as I said, like in a week or 2 weeks or something like this, if they are at a warmer temperature. But if they're cool, they will stay longer. Yeah, this one. Okay, let me prepare for the next. Alright, let's do this money hybrid. This is, if you remember, the tiniest ones. It's a bit dark today. It's really cloudy outside, so I mean, sorry, I guess you won't be able to see all the best, but still, let's do it. Let's finish this. So again, you go with the spoon under the plant where you want to take the gemmae from, and just scrape them out. You see, it's pretty sticky in this case. Pretty sticky, but we got some. If they stick, you see, this is why I wanted to show you. These are the tiniest ones. If they stick like this, what can you do? Well, obviously improvise, but you have the toilet paper, right? So again, take a piece of toilet paper. Actually, if it can be just maybe a little bit wet, like this in the center. Don't make it like totally wet because it will just shred, but something like this, and then you have all of these guys that are stuck here, and just be gentle, 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 and they will go off, you see? So you can catch them like this. This is just that you see. So the ideal thing would be if they would just want to fall out. It's pretty moist in here. They are pretty sticky. Let's try another one. Actually, let's try this because it has all the gemmae exposed. And if you can come below the leaves, okay, you see, this is now the best possibility for this one. It's different on different plants also. You will have to just try and figure out, again, like with a lot of stuff, what works best. Let's put them here. You see, I have a few stuck on here again, but most are right here. That one I will also do later. This is just to show you. This was basically like one of the worst case scenarios. I just want to show you the third one, to see the third type of gemmae, just because it's getting dark and we won't be able to make any sort of recording pretty fast. Okay, all right, Drosera patens. Yeah. So this has these gemmae that are okay. They're coming out. Can you see this? Yes, you can. They're coming up out in clumps, which is great. All in the same time. I think I am getting them to the center. Okay. Okay. So the next one. I don't have that many pygmies, but there is enough that there is quite a bit of work with this, and I need to finish this because I need to do other stuff. That's why we're recording now, because I have a really tight schedule for tomorrow. Okay, I will finish this off camera. Yeah, basically this is it. Yeah, when you are done, just let me tell you this, when you are done, that you collected everything that you wanted, you need to come in and just see where you have like all the gemmae like around, and either you pick them up. I mean the gemmae that you didn't collect in your spoon, some will always like just jump around. You need to collect them and put them wherever you want, or just move them with the forceps in places where you're okay with them growing. That's like the last thing that you need to do. And obviously just some sort of cosmetic stuff that you take all these like dead stems and everything out. And this is like all the care they need in a year, basically, like the main stuff. What happens if you don't collect the gemmae? Well, they will just fall around. In nature, like raindrops would fall on the plants and it would just scatter them all over the place. This scattering, it can be a problem also in a collection if you would be keeping them outside, or if you have, I don't know, condensation falling on them, or I don't know, whatever. It can just, the gemmae can just sort of like jump from one pot to another. And if you have a collection of few, especially the similar ones, you will just, if you're not careful, have pretty soon like at least some species growing all over the place. So one idea is that you plant them in pots like where you keep like the rim exposed. This will prevent the gemmae from jumping around a bit. Then again, this is not optimal because like when you have the sunshine coming in, I mean some will always be sort of in the shade. You can see this in this spot. So the sun was coming from this direction, and you see these plants, they're just not so red as these guys. It's the same species, it's just the sun was coming from here and they were just shaded a tiny little bit, but you can see it on the way that they are growing. On the other hand, these guys that got just a little bit more light, they are exactly as they should be. So pluses and minuses for the edge. Yeah, anyways, this is it, I guess. I really need to finish this one. I hope you find this helpful. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you didn't yet. And see you in the next one.